Hi, it's Melanie. I wanted to talk to you today about sensory tables and young children. A sensory table is a wonderful activity for young children. If you don't have a sensory table at home, don't worry about it. I've got some ideas for you about things that you can use for a sensory table and stuff to put in it. We can put in just about anything as long as it is non-toxic and not a choking hazard. You can do rock salt or colored rice or cornmeal, sand, water, just about anything. You can use your imagination as long as it's not going to be a choking hazard and it's not toxic. So if you have a sensory table, that's great. Go ahead and pull that out and get to using it. If you don't, there are some options that you can make your own sensory table at home. All you really need is, you could use a dish pan, or you could use one of those underbed storage kind of Tupperware containers. Anything with some good high sides to keep the mess inside. I also advise always putting out a drop cloth underneath your bin so that we again can contain the mess a little bit, because they're going to get, digging and pouring and stuff, and stuff's going to come out of the sensory table, and that's okay as long as we have a drop cloth underneath. So some ideas of things you can do. You could do rock salt. It's a fun one. You can dye it with food coloring or watercoloring. We dyed this batch with watercolors. We made the first batch blue and put some ocean animals in it. And that's the key, is putting in the things that your child is interested in for playing with. We did a bin of cornmeal. We started out with it as dry and put in the construction trucks so they could move it all around. And then we got it all wet and it turns into sort of this goopy slime stuff. That one can get a little bit messy, so I would advise that one outside. We did colored rice. We took bags of rice, just put them in Ziploc bags and dyed them. You can use food coloring, but I would recommend using a little vinegar with that to try to get it to stick a little more to the rice and make it a little less stainy. You could also use watercolor. We used tempera paint and had really good luck with that. Some bright colors, and just smushed it around in the bag and then let it dry overnight. And then you can give it to them in individual colors and they can mix the colors, and it's really fun. Also, you can use just water outside for water play, or you can do water and sand. Always fun. You can also put all the non-cook ingredients for Play-Doh, using a non-cook Play-Doh recipe, in a bin and let them mix it around and see if you end up with Play-Doh. Really, you can use your imagination and just let them play with anything. You could use the paper out of the paper shredder, or you could do shaving cream with their dinosaurs. Whatever your child is intrigued with. And these will buy you some good time. These are not unsupervised activities. I can't just give you the whole bin of rice and just completely walk away. We need to keep an eye on them, because rice is non-toxic, but I don't want your child to eat a whole bunch of it. So if you have somebody who's always putting stuff in their mouth, you might want to set a limit there, or just keep an eye on them. Also, they might get really excited and start tossing it. You kind of want to contain the mess, so we would have to set a limit about, oh, I want this all to stay in the bin or on the drop cloth. It's not an activity we can completely walk away from. As far as the non-choking hazard, I want to mention that the rock salt, some of the rock salt is a little bit big, but the rock salt dissolves quickly in the mouth and would not necessarily be a choking hazard because of that. But also, if your child is one that really puts things in their mouth a lot, then just take the big chunks out, or smash them up a little bit before you dye them and put them in the bin. So those are some fun things that you can do with your sensory table. If you do put the rice in the underbed storage container, it's nice because you can just slide it under the couch, and then when you need 10 minutes to return emails, pull it out, put it on the drop cloth, let them play with it while you sit over at the dining room table and return emails, so that they have something that they're engaged in and they're doing. It can be really fun for kids to have these sensory play activities, and they often will spend a great deal of time doing them. I hope that gives you some great ideas, and stay safe and stay well. Thanks.